Hi! So, welcome to your Friday Flash reading. It's so good to see you here. Yay! Um, I haven't read for you in a while. And that's okay. That's okay, right? I'm happy you're here now, and I think this reading is coming in at the best time, the right time for you. So let's look at it. So before we get started with the reading, I want you to go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. So we're going to do that here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're going to relax our shoulders, kind of unclench our jaw, move things around. We're going to do it again to kind of practice getting grounded, right? So 1, 2, 3. And we're good. I just wanted to welcome you to the reading and help you kind of get grounded because I know our days can get super busy. And by the time we get our readings, we're like, well, shit, now I have to listen to this thing? Yes, now you have to listen to it. And this can be considered a spiritual practice that you are doing. And either way, it's okay. So take time to enjoy this reading, to listen to it, to love on it. It is here for you to enjoy. If you've fallen off with your spiritual practice, if you haven't been doing everything you wanted to do, this can be a part of your spiritual practice for today. So it's Sunday, it's self-care Sunday, right? That's what I deem all Sundays, self-care Sunday. So this can be part of your self-care routine, whatever that looks like for you. All right, so first of all, we are working with the Nomad Tarot deck today. And I went ahead and I pulled your cards. So we approach this as a jumper spread. And I'm going to be talking more about my tarot spreads later on. A jumper spread is whenever I shuffle the cards and I'm only reading from cards that jump out of the deck for you. And I've always set the intention that if a card jumps out of the deck, then it's for you. I've just kind of made it into a tarot spread for you because I thought, why not? So the first card that we're going to be looking at is our aggravation. What the hell is up, basically? The second card is going to be like our emotional response to what could be happening. The third card is going to be our real world action steps to take. Like, what the fuck can I really do to fix this problem? I always like to have real world tangible things because what I'm giving you is kind of like an intangible service, really. And I want you to have real guidance to take with you after this reading. And then the fourth card is how we can transition our mindset to really move us forward. And that's better said than done because we're going to have to put this into some practice. So the first card is we have a lot of masculine energy in these card pools. We have a lot of emotional energy because we have a lot of cup related cards, a lot of water element, and a lot of they're saying grounding elements, and they're talking about the male being like a fire element and a fire sign and very feisty and voicey and vocally, and maybe they're saying not so peoply. So these are all things that we need to look at in our reading and how that can apply to us in our interpersonal relationships with other people. So the first card is our Knight of Earth. Now, our Knight of Earth in traditional tarot talks about our Knight of Pentacles. And remember, our Pentacles talks about the money element and the element of earth. And I also associate this to being grounded spiritually and being grounded in our relationships. And sometimes our relationships can get a little rocky and miscommunication can happen. And what I wrote down for you with that card is we really are just fucking working. They're saying we're working to death. We're working ourselves to death, and we need to take a break. The action is we need to decide to stop fucking doing so much. Maybe this holiday season we don't cook as much. Maybe this holiday season, you buy an extra gift for yourself. Because I think we should all treat yourself. Maybe we get a manicure, maybe you get your hair done. Maybe you're like, I've really been needing a pair of jeans, but I spent my money on gifts for other people. Bitch, go back and return one of those gifts and get a pair of jeans. Do something for yourself. Because this aggravation energy, and if this represents a person, they're showing me the voice of like somebody yelling, like speaking over you to make you not speak as much. And they're talking now about healing old wounds, and it's time to heal the old wounds. This is different. Okay. Healing the old wounds of like the masculine energy that has brought us here. You've accomplished so much and you've done so much. And now we need to put our healing work into a practical nature. And they're talking about cutting people off that need to be cut off. And like we need to take this stance and really stick to our guns no matter what. And they're saying some of this work is in the past, like doing a past life work, and some of this work is they're mentioning in your Akashic records and some shadow self work. And this can be work you do yourself. This can be work you do with a guided person. Whatever you think is best. But this is to the time to be about it. We're not talking about it, we're being about it. And for me, that means like we're shutting the fuck up. We might move in silence. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to know what we're doing 24/7, 7 days a week. It doesn't need to be documented everywhere. We are being about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Because if you're talking, then you're wasting your be about it time. And that's the crutch that we hold ourselves into these patterns with, because we waste our time talking about it instead of just being about it. So your next card is the Five of Shells, which is the Five of Cups in traditional tarot, by the way. And our cups is our emotion. So this is our emotional element. And this is going to play a big factor, they're saying, into the holiday season and the new year. So the Five of Cups is really like a card of kind of like loss. Emotional loss. This can be spiritual loss, mental loss. And they're talking about a loss of our own making, and that it's okay to create these moments in which people need to decide, well, am I putting her first or am I putting my needs first? And if they're not putting you first, but you're putting them first, then that's going to be a loss that you need to be like, well, this isn't working anymore. Sayonara. And that is okay. I feel like we're going to have a possible cutting off of people. And it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a hard hit. I feel like it's a hit. But there's going to be a renewal. There's going to be a season of deep growth. And really, I feel like they're saying it's not going to be forever. It's going to be just a moment in time in which you need them to come to Jesus on their own, that they need to have some respect, some boundaries. And also, like, this is something to make you feel good, because you are not a doormat. My dear, I like these terms that they're using, a fuck it up, powerful goddess. And you deserve that fuck it up, powerful, big dick energy. They gotta be able to match your goddess energy, and you deserve big dick energy. And if they're not giving it to you, then bye. They need to work on themselves. That's a themselves problem. So the second one are real steps to take. What's our action? You're like, okay, that's great. These things sound amazing. Yes, I want this, but how do I? Okay, so this sounds kind of manipulative, but you're pushing these situations and things. It's kind of like manifesting. We are manifesting how we want people to treat us, and the respect that we deserve, because we're only going to call in those people, those situations, those life elements in which they are willing to give to us as much as we are willing to give to them. I'm also hearing something about a move. Are you moving? Are you planning on moving? Are you planning on relocating? And I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but I feel like, ooh, 111. Here we go. Okay. I feel like there is a spirit animal coming forward, which is a horse. There is a lot of horse spirit energy. I kind of see this like tan and white, splotchy maned horse waiting for you and looking at you, and just I hear him neighing and breathing very gently. And so that might be a spirit animal we need to look into working with, because that is popping up in this reading and it is for you. Enjoy that. I don't know what horses depict in deep spirituality because I don't work a lot with animal spirits. They mostly bring me messages of confirmation for me personally. But for you, the horse might be something different. So take that for what it is. But our real world action, which is funny because you have the Two of Shells, which is the Two of Cups in traditional tarot, and that talks a lot about unions. And again, we are working with the element of emotions in water. And this was funny. This was funny. So whenever I saw this card, I was like, she needs a buddy. They need like a hype man. And I've mentioned this before, like, we need a backup buddy. Somebody that's going to lift us up and support us whenever we're following these little rabbit holes of spirituality and spirit guides and how we want to balance life and things. And maybe you don't have that yet, and I understand. And that probably means that this is a good signifier that somebody's going to be coming into your life and making really swift changes. Or maybe you're going to be circling back around into a relationship where you're like, bitch, I thought I was done with these motherfuckers, but they've semi got their shit together. They semi have good vibes, and I feel like they're going to understand me on a deeper level now. I feel like we're ready to have that connection that we maybe just slightly missed, okay? I definitely still feel like the horse is a spirit animal that's coming for you and coming in hot, girl. So a lot of with the Two of Cups is also a balancing act. We are juggling what is around us to find inner balance. This could be emotional, mental, spiritual, or relationship balance. And maybe you're like, bitch, I don't know why I'm a hot mess express again. That's okay. Sometimes things can get muddled, especially around the holiday season. They're also mentioning and telling me to talk about our dead people. So I don't know if you've been feeling like emotionally overwhelmed. I'm listening. Hold on. So they're saying like these emotions and these feelings of like bursts of anger, frustration, chaos. Those are really not you, and we need to pump the brakes on that, because that is like the dead people and the spirits around you and in your home, and we need to take better care of that and better stock of that. So I would cleanse the home, cleanse any weird spaces that seem really, really heavy, because that is really affecting our ability to juggle and balance everyday life. And I just sense like a huge deep well of overwhelm. So we need to just take a look at that. Take a look at that, take stock, and cleanse the home. Do what you need to do. If you're like, bitch, I don't know what to do, I'm uncomfortable here, I need help, please reach back out to me. That's part of this reading. But Two of Cups, definitely find you a backup buddy. You need to have your balancing act together. Your backup buddy can be a spiritual buddy where we find a new spirit guide. It can be a real life friend. It can be an internet friend. It can be your husband and your spouse, whoever the fuck, but we need to start sharing our inner truth again with them, because your backup buddy isn't going to judge you. Your backup buddy is there for all of you, and we need to find that union. And maybe it's a union within ourselves, but the fact of the matter is, it's time to reconnect, bitch. It's time. So you're like, this sounds magical and wonderful. All these connections. I just love it, kind of. Your mental mindset. So how are we going to get there? So I always say that before you're going to do something, you have to mentally prepare to do it. Kind of like whenever you're trying to get out of bed in the morning and it's really cold in the house, and you're like, oh, I have to mentally prepare to get out of bed because I spent all day in bed or all night in bed and now I don't want to get up. Like, you have to mentally prepare to go downstairs to make that cup of coffee the first thing in the morning. And so your mental mindset of how we can move forward, how we can branch out, and how we really are being about it and not talking about it mentality is the Fool. And the Fool comes in realignment. Okay? He's really, or not the Fool, the Hanged Man. What the fuck is wrong with me? The Hanged Man comes in realignment. He's asking you to shift your perspective on a lot of deep things. And I literally wrote down, fuck the old shit. Fuck the old shit. Because a lot of your former belief systems and things in which you did kind of energetically hold yourself are kind of crumbling right now. And that's okay. Because we're on our way back to sacrifice and boundaries and deep, deep ties. But what that's going to do is it's going to create like emotional stability within you. And, you know, whenever we shift our perspective, we're usually getting rid of shit that like no longer works for us. So maybe we need to hold a garage sale and get rid of a whole bunch of shit that we no longer use. Maybe we like purge a whole bunch of spiritual notes that we took that no longer serve our journey anymore because our awakening has deepened. Maybe we don't text everybody back that texts us. And that those things are all okay to do. Let go of it because it's not supposed to be forever. Journeys are supposed to be simply and always evolving. And the Hanged Man is definitely going to bring change in your life and make you look at yourself and your actions and how you have brought around this full circle. And I think you're going to find a lot more peace, but it is going to be a little bit more challenging. And you have a lot of animal guides that are coming forward and a lot of spiritual things that are happening that are ready to work with you again. And I hope you are doing your work and you're ready for those situations to come up. But yeah, so that is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it took a little bit to get to you, but it's here. It's gotten to you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, I am 100% available and around. And if you need anything, let me know. The Witches Circle is open again, so if you'd like to rejoin the Witches Circle, come on over. It's fully hosted on my website, and I think it's better than it's ever been. In January, we are doing a mantra month, and it's going to be all about mantras of ourselves for ourselves. No resolutions. We're focusing on our self-care. But yeah, I hope you have a really great day. Thank you so much for trusting me as your reader, for letting me read for you. And I would say just prepare yourself for a lot of interesting situations over the holidays to unfold. I'm around if you need me.